Who's the best boxer, in your opinion, right now?
European.
No, world. Best fighter
World.
in the world, yeah.
I think it's...
Brother, stop. I'm do Khabib.
We're waiting for his...
Debate has been raging for months, and the boxing world has been waiting for the moment Oleksandr Usyk finally snapped. After making history as the undisputed heavyweight champion, many fans felt ranking him below Terence Crawford was nothing short of disrespectful to everything he's accomplished. But when Usyk was asked directly about the snub, he didn't explode, he didn't complain, and he didn't fire back.
The best boxer, in your opinion, right now?
European.
No, world. Best fighter in the world, yeah.
I think it's Terence Crawford.
Many believe it's you. Many believe you're the best fighter.
No, I'm not the best fighter of the world. It's Terence Crawford.
Terence Crawford, number one, yeah?
Yeah.
He's an animal, man.
Yeah.
I mean, he's so fucking good. He's so good. I mean, think about what that guy has done. He beat AJ twice. He beat Tyson Fury twice. And now he beat Dubois twice. Mm-hmm. That's crazy.
No, it's incredible.
Those are two of the best, like, of this era. I think he's one of the best of all time. I really do. I think he's one of the best heavyweights of all time. And his movement is so different. One of the things that was interesting, where they were talking about the fight, and AJ Tony Bellows was talking about when he fought him, and AJ was saying that when he fought him, it was the most exhausted he's ever been because he's always moving. There's no rest with him.
No rest.
There's
no
like constant. There's constant twitching.
Under fire the whole time.
you're constantly thinking, when is this coming? There's no silent agreements. There's no relaxation. There's no, there's no rounds off.
Yeah.
Everything is, he's putting it on you and moving constantly. Like I always say, he's like a giant Lomachenko.
Got it.
They were both trained by the same guy.
Oh, were they?
Yeah, Lomachenko's father trained Usyk as well.
Usyk didn't just accept the new ranking, he admitted something that left fans absolutely stunned. The boxing world was shaken the moment the Ring magazine released its updated pound-for-pound list. For months, Usyk ruled at the top, the giant slayer, the man who conquered the heavyweight division. But when the new rankings dropped, his name was no longer number one. He'd been pushed down to second place.
Usyk 2 times win. Yeah, I remember.
So will you admit that you are a great fighter now? An all-time great?
Definitely.
Yes.
Pound for pound, number one?
Who? You?
Nah, he says
I
Crawford.
don't know.
He says Crawford all the time.
It's Terence Crawford. Pound for pound.
This seismic shift in the rankings wasn't random, it was triggered by a once-in-a-generation moment that shook the sport to its core. Just days earlier, Terence "Bud" Crawford shocked the world. He jumped not one, but 2 weight classes, defying logic, size, and every warning the experts threw at him, to face the pound-for-pound superstar of the era, Saul Canelo Alvarez.
Beat Canelo Alvarez.
I think he's too small. But then again, I thought he was too small for Spence. So shows what I know.
Crawford didn't just survive, he dismantled a legend. In a masterclass performance, he became the first male boxer in the 4-belt era to claim undisputed status in 3 separate weight divisions. It was surgical. It was dominant. And it was so shocking that the ranking boards were left with no choice. So when the news broke that Crawford had overtaken Usyk for the pound-for-pound throne, reporters rushed to get a reaction from the heavyweight king. They wanted drama. They wanted tension. They wanted a headline-worthy explosion that could spark a rivalry. But Usyk gave them none of that. Instead, with a straight face and zero hesitation, he looked into the camera and a truth bomb no one expected.
If you're the best fighter.
No, I'm not the best fighter of the world.
For me, maybe I'm number 17, he joked, flashing that iconic gap-toothed smile. But make no mistake, this wasn't insecurity. This wasn't false modesty. This was supreme confidence disguised as humility.
Care about being ranked in the pound for pound, is that also a target, a dream?
For me, no. For me, doesn't matter. For me, pound for pound, number one is Terence Crawford. I like this man. It's a great fighter. He's a terrible, tough boxer. For me, maybe I'm number
2.
17.
You know, you're talking about greatness. Yeah, Muhammad Ali will go down and he'll always be the greatest. But let's talk about who's the best. And Oleksandr Usyk, his name is right up there, right? You don't become a three-time undisputed world champion, do what he's done, jump through the weight divisions, beat everyone of that era. And that performance that he put in tonight was the best Oleksandr Usyk I've actually seen. I think that you got to put him up there, man. That was phenomenal. People talking about age, you know, was he showing signs of wear and tear after the two Fury fights? Well, he answered all those questions. He looked young, he looked fresh, and he made a potentially difficult fight easy.
Can I bring Dave in here?
Yeah,
obviously you're the heavyweight. Would you have beaten Muhammad Ali? Would you have beaten Evander Holyfield? Would you have beaten Lennox Lewis? Would you have beaten George Foreman?
It's very difficult to say, and I think very unfair. You know, obviously with time we've had, you know, there's been improvements in strength and conditioning, nutrition, all the rest of it. On different generations, you cannot compare. You know, and he will go down as one of the best of all time.
But does his skill set? I know all those things apart. Does he belong in the conversation with those people?
Oh, of course. He belongs in the conversation with Sugar Ray Leonard, Ray Robinson. I put him in that bracket. I really do. Because it's 2025 and he's still active, it's difficult to do that. When you tend to appreciate things more when they're gone. So in 20 years' time, I think people will go, Usyk was as good as Robinson, as good as Leonard, but right now it's a bit of a controversial thing to say, but I think he's in that conversation.
Usyk went even further, calling Crawford a crazy man, and from him, that's the highest compliment possible. He praised Crawford's ability to switch stances effortlessly, break down opponents piece by piece, and operate with a level of boxing IQ that he believes mirrors his own.
Terence, it's my friend, but it's crazy man. Listen, I say Terence win. Yes.
What? Terence win over Canelo?
Yes, Terence win. But listen, Terence, it's different man. Terence work in две стойка.
Two sides.
Two sides.
Right. And
right.
Yes.
Right and left. But it's very smart man. Very, very, very smart, but feel distance and...
This mutual respect comes from a shared war against one of boxing's oldest myths. The belief that a good big man will always beat a good little man. Both Usyk and Crawford have spent their careers shattering that idea, proving that skill, intelligence, and heart can bend the rules of physics.
You know, people gonna start talking about pound for pound,
well, right now,
greatest ever, all
pound
this
for
stuff.
pound right now.
Right now.
Like, we got... For me, you got Usyk, you got Inoue, and you got Crawford. I got Usyk, I think he earned it by what he's done in the heavyweight division. You had Crawford number 2, you had Inoue. Now I got Crawford probably number 1. I mean, it's hard not to, but look, it's hard to, you know, to push aside Usyk too, with everything he's done, unifying the heavyweight title twice for the first time in 25 years, beating bigger guys on their home turf. You know, you got to give Usyk something special too. But Crawford, he's very special. Easy. 1, 2, and 3, they're right there. I know Inoue fights in the morning over in Japan, but I mean, either way, the 3 of them are merged together. You want to force me, put a gun to my head right now off of this? Yeah, Crawford. Hard to not say number 1 for Crawford. And I add one thing, from a trainer's point of view, putting my trainer's hat on, what you were talking about, you touched on it earlier. It should have been pretty obvious to Canelo's people that Crawford was going to use that reach advantage, the length advantage, and the jab. So what that means is, if I'm the trainer, the first thing I'm thinking is, what do I not want to happen? And I'll tell you what it is. I don't want to get dominated by the jab. I don't want him to control the outside with the jab. So what is the best way to nullify another guy who's got a better, longer... I get it. But what's the best way, if not to nullify it, to calm it down a little bit? Use your own jab.
Move your head, use your own jab.
But you take his jab away.
Usyk and Crawford built their legacies by setting that old myth on fire. And Crawford's victory speech after the Canelo fight captured that spirit perfectly. Still breathing hard in the center of the ring, adrenaline dripping off him, Crawford finally spoke to the doubters who had followed him his entire career. He reminded the world that he was just a kid from Omaha, Nebraska, a fighter everyone said had no personality, no star power, and no business challenging the giants of boxing.
You know, this little poor kid from Omaha, Nebraska, set his sights out to be a world champion. I had to travel all across the world to go become world champion. You know, in one night, all his dreams came true. A fighter that they say can't sell or they lose money on, and they say don't have no personality. You know, it was a sense of me proving everybody wrong that think that I couldn't win. The bigger man always beat the smaller man. I said, everybody just listening to everybody. They just copy and pasting. And they just running with this narrative that the great big man always beat the great little man. We look at all these great fighters that moved up in weight, and it was smaller guys that went into bigger divisions and beat the bigger guy. I think that people just hear things and they just run with it, and they don't do their research.
Many believe you're the best fighter.
Oh, no, I'm not the best fighter of the world. It's
Oleksandr Usyk is almost too humble for his own greatness. When he called Terence Crawford the greatest, it wasn't weakness, it was clarity. Usyk understands that struggle better than anyone. People forget he isn't a natural heavyweight. He's a former cruiserweight who dared to move up and trade punches with giants like Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury. So when Usyk looks at Crawford, he doesn't see competition. He sees a reflection of himself, a smaller man who stepped into bigger divisions and proved that elite skill can erase any size disadvantage.
Who is the best boxer from the UK?
In the UK, now, Tyson Fury.
The best from the USA?
Terence Crawford.
The best from Europe?
Daniel Lappin.
The best in the world?
Terence Crawford.
The best young and upcoming fighter?
Lappin. Daniel.
The best fight this year?
Fury Usyk.
And the best knockout of the year?
Fans weren't holding back, flooding social media threads with comments praising Usyk for speaking nothing but pure facts. But while Usyk is busy handing out respect to Crawford, there's another story brewing, a darker, more intense narrative playing out right in his own backyard.